All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Dishin with Debbie. And this has got to be the craziest thing I have ever done. I am always on the hunt for something new to try that's different because I get tired of the same boring stuff. This is definitely not going to be boring. I don't know if you guys have seen it, it's gone viral everywhere. It is a chocolate cheese fudge. It is using a surprise ingredient, VELVEETA cheese, to make your fudge. I don't know why it works or how it works. We're going to find out. Everybody swears by it. So I can't wait to get started. So I like the simplicity of this because it just has a few simple ingredients. I had most of them around my house anyway. And I wanted to call it like an 888 because it's using 8 tablespoons of butter. That's a whole stick. And it's using 8 ounces of a VELVEETA cube. Or a log. This is 16 ounces, so I'll only use half of it. And I plan to use the other half to make queso. So nothing goes to waste around here. And then we have unsweetened cocoa powder. This stuff smells so good. But I'll go ahead and tell you, it's no sugar in it, so it's very bitter until we put 8 cups of powdered sugar. See, I didn't tell you this was going to be healthy. I just told you it was going to be interesting. And then this is not required, but it is around our house. We love pecans. You can use any nuts you want. You can use walnuts. You can use none at all. But we're going to use a cup of pecans. And I'm not going to judge you because we're using cheese in our fudge. So where do I stand on that? And then this is just a teaspoon of vanilla extract or vanilla flavoring. That's really all that goes into it. And this is our pan that we prepared ahead of time. We just took some parchment. I sprayed the bottom of the pan, put the parchment in like a sling so we can lift it out. So it's not going to stick to anything. We're going to press the fudge down in here, let it chill in the fridge, then we'll cut it up and slice it. It's going to be beautiful. I'm told, so I can't wait. Okay, so I'm adding in my last cup, the 8th cup of powdered sugar here. So it works out to be, as you might imagine, if you're good at math, and I picked a great day to wear a black shirt, didn't I? It is a whole 32-ounce bag. So you don't even have to measure, just dump it all in. Then we're gonna take I believe this is a half cup of the unsweetened cocoa powder. We're gonna put that in there, and then we're just gonna mix that together, and then we're gonna sift it into another bowl so it's all nice and fine and smooth when it goes into our fudge, because we like a smooth fudge. So we've got the cocoa powder and the powdered sugar in there. We're just gonna get that mixed together. This is gonna make it nice and sweet, like you like it in the fudge. And then, after we get this mixed together, we'll start dumping it into our sifter and sift it into another bowl. So I'll just keep doing that. So here's where we start having a little bit of fun. We're gonna just start putting your cocoa powder and powdered sugar mixture into your sifter. This always used to be my job when I was little, when I was cooking, because I don't know, I just loved doing that. And it comes out so pretty. It's like snow. Isn't that gorgeous? So we'll just continue doing this. We've got a lot to sift. We'll have a bowl full of it in just a second. Okay, folks, I have to say I have never used this much powdered sugar at one time in my entire life. And this is the result. A helpful tip, to quote loosely one of my favorite films, you're gonna need a bigger bowl. So I just wanted you to see this mountain of cocoa powder and powdered sugar. So we've switched to a trough. We're going to dump it into here because we have to plan ahead, because the butter and cheese mixture is going to have to be put in with this and then kneaded by hand. I don't think we were gonna have enough room in this bowl. We were already in danger of making a big mess. And I think the point, other than to smooth out that mixture with the sifting, is to work up your muscles before you consume all of this. My arms are tired. Can you see the muscles? Okay, so I've got this in here. Now we're about to move over to the stove. So I have a big saucepan on a medium heat on the stove. So we're taking that stick of butter, I'm gonna put that in there, and we're going to melt it with the half block of cheese, so the 8 ounces of VELVEETA cheese. Got to stir this constantly until it gets to be a nice, smooth texture before we add in all the other good stuff. Okay, so we've got this cheese and butter all gloriously melted. Gonna move it off the heat, and in goes some vanilla. That's a teaspoon of vanilla, and our cup of chopped pecans. Get that stirred up. Ooh, this looks like the most interesting pecan queso I've ever seen. All right, now we're over here with our powdered sugar and cocoa. We're putting this hot mixture in, and then we'll start mixing it up. And I'm told that it gets a little bit stiff, so you might need to get your hands in there and knead it by hand. And don't worry, we've washed our hands before, and they are all clean and good to go. So I think we've got it all in there. If this works, I am dumbfounded. I don't know what to, everything I've ever learned in the kitchen is just wrong, because this is wrong, but I think it's gonna be right. Okay guys, this is where you get to play with your food. This isn't too hot, it's warm, so it's not hurting my hands, but it feels like just wonderful Play-Doh, wet sand, really. This is very satisfying actually. And so I'm gonna knead this into a nice dough that looks like fudge. And once I get this all done, we're gonna push it into our pan that we've prepared before we chill it. So this truly is unbelievable. And I did recruit some help. The hubby got in here halfway through after I had got him started on this mixing, because it really works you out. And I know they always say let your kids help. This is a great way to get, if you have some kids that want to play in chocolate dough, they would love this. So this is what we have. That looks like fudge, right? What we're going to do, this pan that we've already had ready, we're going to push it down in here, however you can make it fit, and just get it as even as we can. And then what the lady in the video that I saw did, this is optional, but if you want to make it nice and pretty, and I'm going to, because she had her hands on it and it was kind of lumpy and not as smooth as you would like for fudge, she took another piece of square parchment, laid it on top, so she would have a smooth top. So after I get it in there, all out to the edges and fairly even, that's what we're going to do. Got this parchment, put it on top here and smooth it. And I just have one of these. You can use whatever you have. This was just one of those meat things, you know, when you're getting your meat thin, and it will smooth it out. I guess it's kind of like those things, those rollers you do on your face, you know, make the bags go away. And so it's not going to be perfect, but it is chocolate cheese fudge, so who's going to say anything about it? But what we do is, once we're happy with it, we're just going to pop it in the fridge. I don't know how long it takes to set. Maybe a few hours. You can do it overnight, whatever you want to do. I don't know how long we can wait, but that's going to be our result. And I can't wait to try this. So we'll take it in the fridge. I have been waiting for this, not that long because I couldn't. We just watched a quick little TV show and let it set up. It's probably been less than an hour, but here is the big reveal. See how it just lifts right out of there? This is our chocolate cheese fudge. Oh my, that looks like fudge. You would never know this had Velveeta cheese in it. So I'm gonna just see what happens here. Let's start cutting into it. Cuts like fudge. That is a nice, smooth, clean cut. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Can you believe that? All I can figure is maybe it's the, like usually you use marshmallow fluff or cream, and maybe the cheese kind of replaces that creaminess. So, oh my word. That is fudge, y'all. I mean, I'm not going to say this is healthy, what fudge is. I'm not going to say you can eat it all the time, but surprise your guests at your holiday table this year. Do something crazy. The kids are going to love this. This is so much fun. Oh my goodness. You've got to do this. You've got to do this chocolate cheese fudge. Thank you all so much for joining me. Leave me alone with this, or maybe don't.